welcome back to the North Florida Sports Network, the NFLSN. Coming at you live. It's December 30th. We're coming right after the Orange Bowl scrimmage.
Was that today?
That was today. It's like you keep thinking, wow, credit to Georgia. They have a lot of good players, but I mean, the game seemed like JV versus varsity.
I thought we were playing Lipscomb.
Oh man, we were today. You know, I was there.
We had a football game.
Basketball lost a tough one, man, at the buzzer. Yeah, but there was a football game, an Orange Bowl. They called it an Orange Bowl between 12-1 Bulldogs, who looked like the best team in the country, no doubt. I mean, but
they definitely won of them.
Except they deserved to be playing a Florida State team that was at least full strength. So at least we could sleep better. But they're going to now talk about basically what this Orange Bowl was. 63-3, by the way. Bulldogs, 60-point win, all-time bowl record, all that stuff. But into the videotape you go. Only pain you will find. Remember that? What was that, Yoda?
Oh, man.
I mean, we knew this, right?
I honestly, anybody that sat there and watched it all, more power to you. I was on the way back. I listened until about 28-3, and then
I'm not.
Turned it off.
If you get the coach and the players that did play, but we knew the story, and we told you that was going to be it. Don't let it be twisted. They're going to try to tell you things like these players are losers. It's just bullcrap.
Yeah,
and a complete move of just polarizing a sport that is not supposed to be Dancing with the Stars, but now it is. It is figure skating. It is all of those things, and which are great shows, by the way. I love Dancing with the Stars, by the way. Have you been watching lately?
No, I don't watch a lot of TV.
I mean, actually, it's one show I do actually like. I love some Dancing with the Stars, but it shouldn't be college football. What's great about college football is the unpredictability of it. You know, the spontaneousness of it. And Georgia,
there's usually a little bit of mystery.
Great, man. I'm not gonna. Georgia is awesome, man. They're like a pro team. They are like a pro team.
It's like I said, dude. They're gonna
and they had all their players.
They get nothing. You know, they suffer in this as well because anytime they want to. You know, and they deserve to.
They're not suffering much, though.
No, but in terms of the optics of this, the
optics of it look like
they can't point to this game and be like, you know,
look at recruiting and
we deserve a lot of credit for beating Florida State's JV team.
No,
and it may impress recruits, and it probably will, and they'll keep. But I'm talking about in terms of, you know, the narrative that we really should have been in the playoff. If you're a Georgia fan,
well, we said
does
it before.
nothing for that.
I said literally 50-0. I don't care if it's 50-0 by half.
Yeah.
In which it almost was.
Could have
been. I mean, but the game was swept under the rug. This was nothing but a JV versus varsity scrimmage against a program that has been the precedent of the sport, was going for 3 straight national championships, that was motivating its senior class to win 50 games. I mean, against a team that came back, a bunch of seniors, to go undefeated and only get denied on an unprecedented decision ever by that committee that should never be ever forgotten what they did. Never, ever forget what happened December 3rd.
Well, I don't think anybody ever will, because this bowl game is forever tied into it. And it set a record.
Set a record for the biggest blowout. I mean, yes. It was a disgrace, man. It was disrespect to the game, because I'll tell you right now, Brock Glenn actually improved. This is a guy who made a big improvement. He actually played well.
You know what?
This is a complete disgrace to the sport.
I'm going to be honest with you, man. The fact that we scored 3 points
was a great catch
with Glenn,
Yes,
and actually, on a big play, on an explosive play. And you look at a team like Ohio State, man,
team that's like Georgia with zero weapons available at your disposal, and the actual heart of what you play for taken from you.
What's impossible to do
don't let them do this. They're gonna put Jordan Travis on a pedestal. You could already see that. They already did that once. They're gonna put him on another one because he was there at the game. Where was everyone else?
Yeah, I mean, Verse was
it's
there.
Coming, man.
Verse was there.
They're gonna try everything. They're gonna try everything. And say it's a bunch of losers. It's a bunch of losers. It's a loser mentality. It's bad leadership. No, it's not actually. No, you destroyed that with the decision. I can't imagine what the coach or anybody on that staff has been through, because they don't lie. They tell people straight up what's best for them. That's why you want to come to Florida State, because they're looking out for what's best for you.
Well, you can't even in good faith tell any of those players that you expect them to, to take something seriously over their futures, over, after they've just been told by the people that run college football, the network that runs college football, that they're best in what they've done for the past 13 weeks doesn't really matter.
What's going to be the saying though? All right. Well, I don't care if they had Jesus Christ in it, defensive end.
Well, that's great, man. That's great.
That's going to be it. I don't care if they had, they would have lost that game, and that might have been true, but Georgia would have never made it.
That doesn't matter, man.
That just shows you
the outcome of that game and how bad we just lost. It doesn't.
That shows you the system that was developed.
Yeah.
This 4-team best team. No sport does that.
Well, it's not. It's dependent on what.
I'll tell
team
you right
you're
now.
at.
I just wish Florida State would have lost in a real game, because
it probably would have been easier to take. Yeah,
and not ever been
actually had the team get beat.
Right.
That team never got beat.
As a coach, how do you you
hold on to
the
that
integrity of the whole?
That's what you do.
Objective, man.
For Norvell, that's one thing he can do, is just hold on to the fact that, nobody ever beat my team.
Right.
We lost this game. We got blown off the field, but this is a bunch of guys that I'm taking into next year with
who played well.
What else. Yeah.
Just that's.
I asked a bunch of kids to do some stuff that they're not ready to do yet. Because we got thrown in a huge.
Contributors be relied upon to be the main guys that have never played in a season. What was it? 100%, 97%.
97% of the touchdowns were not playing.
What are we doing?
Yeah.
What are we doing? We knew this was going to happen.
That's what you expect when you're a 6-6 team going up against another 6-6 team.
It's like you're losing a loved one. They're in the hospital. They're going to die. They lived a good life.
Yeah, you knew it was coming.
You knew it was coming. They're going to die. And then they just had a bad, they went out a little worse than it should have been. They were like the nurses, somebody malfunctioned on the death. There was some malpractice there. They shouldn't have went out like this. This team deserved better. This coach deserved better. This organization deserved better. The sport deserved better. What a mockery this was to show right here in the holiday season, to show 63-3. And that's all you care about, unless all you care about is the SEC.
Right. Or eyeballs on your game.
Right. Just to make it just a hate fest.
RG3 said it. It's a direct result of the snub. What that game was.
It really was.
You never seen anything like it. You never seen anything like it because
let's bring a
you
camera
never seen
crew.
anything like it.
Let's bring a camera crew into the room where people's lives are going to be changed forever. And you take the chance of winning a national championship away from someone without beating them is unjustified. That decision, they should have got beat in a playoff. But the players should have played.
I would have
told you that.
Man,
when Georgia was coming in.
Let's say
they
worst
just
case
lost.
scenario. Let's say that
so they're
was
coming
a
in
playoff
hungry,
game. Let's say
trying
that
to
was a
recruit,
playoff
and
game.
they have young players, a better roster.
Yeah.
They've won the last 2 national championships. For the love of God, I mean, what the hell kind of matchup was that? What kind of disrespect was that? So you're telling me Florida State fully, all the players except Jordan Travis, everybody else that opted out was playing in this game? You denied that chance.
Yeah.
And they wanted to put an exclamation point by matching them up against one of the most historic teams ever and try to make it like FSU sucks and it's all unjustified, which is bullcrap.
And Georgia
is good.
Yeah.
They're one of the best teams of all time.
Well, they're
in one play there in the SEC championship, they're in the playoff. And if it was the 4 best teams, they should be in the damn playoff.
Yeah.
Because there ain't no 4 better teams than Georgia. No.
Nah.
Then what are we doing? What are we doing? Because Alabama beat them, and there's a drama to it.
No, you can't. You can't put a team in that didn't win their
What's more important though? This
game, man.
Getting FSU in and losing the ratings, or losing the integrity of why you play the sport.
Oh, it wasn't about ratings why FSU didn't get in. Man, nah. There were spots already reserved before this season even kicked off, man. They had certain conference patches affiliated with them.
Right.
Doesn't have anything to do with ratings.
Well, you don't have any kind of control over
I'm going to tell you right
sport,
now, if that was a playoff game, if that game right there was a playoff game that Florida State had made the college football playoff and we get run off the field 63-3 and that, the entire country is watching the entirety of that. That thing is lighting up. Twitter is lighting up the social media.
Right.
It's still doing it now, and it's a meaningless game with our JV team.
Well, it wouldn't have been like that.
It's never about ratings. It's always been about who you're bringing to the table in terms of what those 3 letters are on your jersey. And like I said, we're rocking with the junior detective badge.
Well, yeah. And
when it comes down to it, Florida State,
you knew it.
Go
like,
have a
when it
Coke
was
and a
announced.
smile.
It was announced.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh, shit, Georgia, this is a complete screw job.
Right.
It's complete. Well, duh, they filed it's like almost the legal thing is being now carried over on the field.
Yeah. Yeah, to an extent, but it's
You
nothing
could argue,
new,
I mean,
man. It's nothing new.
I know.
We've been in the second fiddle conference since they started the whole network, dude.
Yeah,
that's
they
what
told
it comes
you this,
down
yeah,
to.
it was 10 years ago. They wrote it in there, and
right.
We didn't have a show.
And a lot
back
of people,
then.
a lot of
We
people
said
made
it.
And listen, Alabama deserves to be in the playoff. They beat Georgia.
Well, when you wrote it in, like best teams, you could just write in whoever the fuck you wanted any year.
Yeah.
Like you could literally have but I meant why don't you get some scouts and let's do a draft? Like you have the production to have all these analysis on
These are
who's
who we think got
projected.
the best teams.
Let's just do that.
Yeah.
And let's just put it. But that's not the sport, man.
I believe
That's
Mike
what
Leach
makes the draft
proposed that
great.
back in 2017.
I know.
That was his, yeah.
Florida State happens to be the guinea pig of this whole operations meltdown.
Right.
That's what it was.
And my biggest
no
beef
discredit
with all of this
to the quality of Georgia, man.
No,
because Georgia looked like a machine tonight.
And that's the
and
thing.
Florida State played hard,
the
man.
SEC
Brock Glenn played better than he did.
probably has the top 2 teams, man. Alabama and Georgia are probably the 2 best teams.
Right.
My
so
biggest
put them in.
Yeah. My biggest
Take Washington out and just screw the whole thing.
Right. Is with teams in the Big Ten, teams in the Pac-12.
You're going to leave out Florida State and be like, it's because of an injury, right? Don't tell me that Georgia's not better than Washington then.
Well, it's because Michigan beat up on Penn State.
Then screw it all then. What are we doing?
And beat Ohio State, right? Those 2 powerhouse teams.
Don't ever fucking put those stupid rules in there.
Right.
About best. That's like a freaking they found out the computer was hacked and then Randy from fucking IT found a chance to write in his fucking own fucking rules and use that as an excuse to do so. Or whoever it was. Best teams. The whole thing's a joke. And they got lucky in the 10 years. The first year, there was an undefeated Florida State team was ranked 3rd.
Yeah.
I know that, but
Combined 26-0.
26-0, and they were. But
And
like,
that's-
what's the
that's
sport
been good
doing
enough.
though? But
Yeah.
this is what you get though. You're gonna get players like, well, what the hell's the point of it?
That's
Because I have to practice. If you played football, you know you have to practice every day, and it's a dedication and a thing you have to do every day. So yes, the answer is it's about what's earned.
That's what I'm saying.
The best having to be subjective in a sport is ridiculous.
Yeah.
And that's what we all found out.
That was supposed to be what sports was not about. That's
Right.
the whole beauty of sports is there's not really any subjectivity to it. It's
Right.
competition.
Right.
Compete.
Well, you're just saying that because Florida State, right? But no,
I'm saying that because I watched
this
Florida
never
State.
happened to any other
Yeah,
team.
well,
though.
I watched them
And
go
I'm telling you
13-0.
right.
And then I watched them get told, no, that shit sucks. It's not good
Right.
enough.
It was good
And
enough.
then I
in
watched
years
the entire
past.
team decide, well, you know what? If it doesn't matter, then I got to go
Right.
do what's best for me. And
Which hurts the sport.
it does. It
And that's
sucks.
the question. It hurts Florida State too.
But
'Cause
I-
now
Yeah.
they're gonna have to answer questions they shouldn't have to
Well,
based
nobody
upon
nobody
some
has any right,
subjective
man.
decision made by a committee.
Yeah.
That's let's decide it on a committee.
But nobody has any right to question any of
Yeah.
the kids that sat
Right.
out the game.
If you really wanted to prove your championship medal, no,
Oh,
we would be
well,
playing for it.
for who? For what?
For who? For what? Exactly.
Have y'all been here the
Are you
whole
going to give us
offseason?
the trophy if we beat Georgia? Did you write that in?
Yeah.
Did you write that in that we're going to get a freaking credit for it? No. You said you're undefeated.
Right.
Now, hey, I know you're upset about not having a chance to do your whole lifelong journey and having that, but once you get over that and go play and show us what you're really worth against the best team ever, possibly.
Because we want it to be an interesting matchup. We want people to be
Right.
entertained. We want you to take it seriously because we
Right.
think you should.
Right.
It's like take Fabian Lovett, for instance.
Right.
You're going to tell this guy,
Right.
you haven't been there the work that he's put in,
Right.
the years he's been here.
Right.
You didn't make the sacrifice to come
Right.
back
Right.
and do this with a goal. You know, none of the people there did that. And now you got to tell him, now you think you have the right to tell him that, hey, you should play in this game.
Right.
Because it means something to us.
And what you did,
and what you did the other 13 weeks, it didn't necessarily mean anything to us, but we still think you. And that's just an example, man.
Right.
None of the kids who sat this game out, like nobody has any right to expect them.
They wanted this.
Yeah.
They knew this was going to happen. They're like, ha, we're going to just fucking leave Florida State out. Not only are we going to leave them out, they're going to be so mad.
Yeah.
And then guess what?
They're going to have to play Georgia.
We're going to put them against Georgia.
Go get it.
It was like that's what happened. Because
And I'm gonna be honest.
Georgia's that good.
I'll give credit to the
Georgia's that
team
good.
and to Mike Norvell and all the coaches
Yeah.
for not coming out there and just taking a knee on every single snap and protest.
No, exactly.
Because that's what I would have wanted to do. I was
Pretty
like, you
much
know
did.
what? I'm not
Brandon-
doing.
Just
Yeah,
don't tell me Brandon Fisk couldn't have played in this game.
no, but he's not.
Brandon
He's
Fisk.
not healthy. He's not healthy.
So
And
why
any-
sacrifice?
And any agent that is good at
Any
his job,
agent that's good at his
anybody gets this kid.
Right.
Even the coaches get this kid in a
But
room.
why
like,
didn't
listen,
they tell
man,
him that? Why didn't they tell him that
you let him
the game
practice,
before?
man.
Why didn't they tell him that the previous game? Why didn't they tell him that in the ACC championship? Why didn't the agent tell him that before?
No, because
What the committee just compromised in
Right.
the sport.
right. And now you
What
got,
they decided.
Now
So
you got
enjoy
kids
it.
thinking about that.
Enjoy your Dancing with the Stars. The Michigan, Alabama, the
Yeah.
Texas, the Washington.
And
Enjoy it.
when do you start having kids opt out in the playoffs? You know, hey, we're not on a
soon.
team. We're not on a team in a bye. You know, we're the 10 seed. We're probably not going to win. Our quarterback's hurt. I'm a top wide receiver pick. I'm not playing.
Why not? That's
coming.
That's coming.
It's
That's
coming.
the next step.
Yeah. And people are going to bitch about it, and everybody's going, "Oh my God, it
So
ruined
don't
the sport."
forget about the
But they're the
experience
same.
this year.
They're the same brainless, drooling at the trough, man. When they watch Florida State get snubbed, and they just watch what happened in the Orange Bowl,
It was pretty bad.
yeah. But it's all just indicative
But
of
it
where
was-
the sport is going.
But Georgia is a team that's littered with talent. They
Georgia
played
had
well.
no business playing a team that
They played hyped up.
No,
They're
they
well
had no
prepared.
business playing a team that had 25 players from the two deep
Right.
not playing in the game.
That's true.
That's insulting to Georgia.
That is true.
It's a waste of their time to go there and have to practice for that. And like, kids could have gotten hurt.
Whose fault is that? Because
it's not
Paul
Georgia's fault.
Feinbaum's going to say that.
It's Florida State's fault. It's your fault.
Culture of losers.
Yeah, well,
that just went 13-0.
Okay, yeah, and that's my point. Is that who is Paul Feinbaum to tell any of those players?
He's a radio host.
Yeah, you've been there on the radio, man, the whole time. These kids have been working, sacrificing, who knows what. Each and individual kid, week in, week out, year in, year out. A lot of them had the opportunity to go and get paid to play the sport, and they came back. They sacrificed that because they had a goal in mind.
Right.
And then they just got told by a network and a room full of fat nerds.
So don't get, like, this is the result.
That it doesn't matter.
So don't bitch about your shit game that the Orange Bowl was.
Exactly. You're not
like, this is the dump you get when you try to fucking paint a picture that you did with the Rose Bowl against Alabama and Michigan.
Well,
the historic matchups. Yeah. But there's a fucking undefeated elephant over there that's going to get shat upon.
Well, you can't tell people that what they did doesn't matter,
Alabama, though.
And then expect them to keep doing it because it matters.
You know what it should have been?
That's just ridiculous.
That Orange Bowl, you know what it really would have been a cool matchup to see, would have been a better game, is Alabama, Georgia.
Yeah.
Rematch. Like the old Florida State, Florida game in 96, Little constellation prize for the SEC.
Right.
God forbid we let that happen. That would have been fun, but it's not about that. Do you feel better?
No, I mean, I'm sure Georgia fans are happy they won the game. And, players are happy, and you didn't want to.
I know.
You didn't want to lose to Florida State when they're down.
No, that was obvious.
Too deep.
That was obvious.
Yeah,
it came out. There was some, Florida State. It's like the first when you stopped them from scoring the first time, it felt like a monumental.
Oh man, I was thinking, holy crap! Yeah, if we keep them scoreless in one whole quarter, and then they just ran right down the field.
It wasn't.
Yeah.
This was a team that was ahead of schedule, that pieced together key pieces to compete, and they were discredited for the moves they made.
Well,
in the environment that is now college football.
And where you took the biggest hit was a bad matchup, man, and it was along the defensive front.
Right.
And you were going to need every single gun you had to play a team like Georgia.
No, you knew
so it was over before it started.
Right. Well, this just shows the whole chant. Like, Georgia was favored to beat every team in the playoff.
Yeah.
But it's supposed to be the best 4 teams.
Right. It's the laughable joke of it all.
So, duh. The Bills were the best team in 90, right? And they missed a field goal,
Well, that's what I'm saying, man.
Shit happens. Georgia lost the SEC
Georgia is really good.
Florida State wasn't good enough. They would have lost the semifinal to somebody else. And the sport would have moved on.
Yeah.
And you would have had the integrity of it.
Exactly.
But now you've lost that.
It's gone.
And everything everything else is bullshit.
Yep.
Whatever Paul Feinbaum, whatever Reese Davis has to say, that's a fucking network that is paying them to say
conference.
It. Nobody's paying me to say shit. All right? I am saying the fucking truth.
It's bullshit.
Right? That's
all
bullshit.
Of it. All of it.
They're getting paid hundreds, millions of dollars to say that shit.
Yeah.
All right?
And they laugh about it because they know
they don't
it's
have
bullshit.
To say that shit to anybody's
they can't even
face.
say it with a straight face.
No.
Watch them. They
laugh.
cannot say it with a straight face. They know what they're saying is just giant loads of shit.
Dump in the Orange Bowl. The whole thing was a big
Yeah, it was a great
just a
great
shit
show, man.
Yeah.
I'm glad
enjoy
the kids got to,
I'm not even joking, man.
Yeah.
If this if this happened to a rival school, I would be upset. I really would. I'm not even joking. I would be upset. I would be upset, man.
It's just, you never really see anything like it because you never saw an undefeated team just get shitted on like that.
Yeah, I mean, college football has always been something that
until you really
advertises to the family and the memory, and they just took the whole sport kind of and took a big dump on it.
Yeah, it's got a real greyhound racing kind of feel to it.
Rose-petaled pile of shit.
It's just just gross, man. I don't know.
I do.
Yeah,
It was a gross effort. But like I said, Brooklyn looked a little bit better.
a little bit better. I mean,
It was a mismatch.
right. Like I said, you rosters at full strength. It's going to be a game.
No,
and you're
talking about a game that's like
you probably don't win
emotionally-
because they got you beat at the quarterback
Dude, you're
spot.
talking about you just ripped the heart out of a team, and then now you're going to put them on display against the best team in college football for the last 3 years for everyone to see.
Yeah, it was a snuff film, man.
It was a freaking snap. It was a
ESPN just aired a snuff film.
yeah,
Was it on ABC or ESPN?
ESPN.
There's your headline. There's your tagline. ESPN airs snuff film.
It was.
That's what it was.
I knew that's what they did. Joe Tessitore knew what he was doing.
Yeah,
He knew it.
trot the tag team back down there, man. Guys that spent the entire ACC championship talking about how great Texas looked. Douchebag, man. Every single one of them. Herb Street's topped on the list. Don't come back to Tallahassee.
Right.
That's why I don't get on camera.
Nah, well, yeah, well, you can come back.
Yeah, you can.
Come back.
You ain't leaving.
Nah, you might.
Shit. Trunk of my car.
No.
Trunk of my Buick.
No, man, just
Yeah,
just let it out, man. That's what the show's about.
Ah, man, we're just joking here.
Just letting it out, man. I can't imagine it if I didn't have that. I mean, you're talking about. I remember the backward pass in the Miami game, 2019.
Yeah,
Like,
just
this is
kids playing ball, man.
Before all of everything.
Yeah, you got to put into perspective just how horrible we were until these past few years. I mean, it has been enjoyable to watch the improvement over time. It sucks that most of these kids,
man.
most of these kids are gone. I think the biggest thing that sucks is that you didn't
We heard it, man. You heard it when we talked to Fabian, man. We heard it like he was like trying to act like he was, tough about it, which he should be because this team's tough as nails.
Yeah,
and that's the message, man. Is work,
dude's
get better.
Yeah,
it's about what it should be, and they discredited the game, man.
Yeah, look what they put into it, man. All those kids that stayed for 3-4 years,
and not only did they do that, if they wanted to make a good matchup, why didn't you put Missouri in the freaking Orange Bowl then?
Yeah, I mean, dude. Once it became apparent that like Florida State was going to be down almost an entire half of their roster, like they should have just let them.
They knew that was going to happen.
Yeah, they didn't care.
And then watch when they don't. They're not gonna play. There's those guys. We know that Keon Coleman and these guys, if they don't have a chance, they're not gonna play. So once we leave them out, we're just gonna freaking. It's their fault. We'll blame them. Why didn't they prove how good they were? This shows how their true character.
Because no matter, why didn't prove?
Are you serious?
Now,
really?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah. And that kind of speaks to the whole thing. I mean, it's done. Nothing will ever make it better or rectify it. The whole country could unifiably agree, like, oh my God, Florida State got screwed. It was bullshit. It doesn't make it any better.
No.
It doesn't put the games back on there. It doesn't give them the opportunity again. So it's,
nobody really gives a crap outside of Florida State fans. But don't forget this team.
Now it'll come back and bite somebody.
Hopefully, I mean, I like to believe that real college football fans will remember this for like what it really is.
Yeah, trash.
Well, just like
there are, man.
It's kind of like when it the last straw, how it just like was like, all right, where it's a freaking it's all TV, it's all commercial. You tried,
It's crazy. I think there's a good number of fans that have already
I know
bought into that.
Oh yeah.
We've had the privilege
when it happened
having
right here,
smack us in the face.
In North Florida, just like anything else, you learn when it happens to you or something you care about or team. Not necessarily, I don't really care. It doesn't do me anything if Florida State wins this game. I don't benefit in any way. I enjoy watching being located close to a team that competes, and to see it up hand, to see that what happened, it's kind of messed up, man. It's kind of messed up.
Yeah.
And then to see how it ended, that they deserved a little bit better. But but what are you gonna take away from Georgia? Georgia doesn't feel bad. They just look great.
No, they shouldn't feel bad.
Prop Georgia up. We're not gonna put you in. You're gonna be the team that should have won it all. I'll tell you what.
Yeah.
Alabama won it, but I'll tell you what, Georgia's better.
Tell you what, Georgia's probably better. Alabama might have just got them on.
They would have got a rematch. Georgia would have beat them like they did in the last few years. Yeah, and that's what you're gonna get is just
tell you what
every year. So
as long as Kirby and Nick are around, they're gonna be in that playoff, one way or the other.
Yeah.
I mean, it's going to 12 teams. They just got a guaranteed spot every year.
Every stinking year, man.
9-3, you are Alabama. Well, who's your Nick's the coach? Alabama won't go 9-3. That's the thing. What's going to suck is when Florida State is fighting a 9-3 Auburn team to get that spot.
Oh, Auburn got destroyed.
Yeah.
So they just would have freaking brushed the damn passer in that damn Iron Bowl.
Yeah.
But hey,
people would have just.
I can't wait to hear whoever's going to justify this result as to any kind of conclusion of this season. You need to cancel that person. Well, if you listen to anybody that says anything otherwise, you don't know shit.
Yeah.
Unsubscribe.
Anybody
follow and run everything. How do you look yourself in the mirror and put a middle finger up and flick yourself off?
You take a dump in your hand and
you're not doing yourself any freaking credit by denying what's real. All right? So take a huge dump in your own hand and then flick yourself off with it and smell it. Yeah! Yeah. Huh?
Hey, we scored.
63-3, 60
We scored. Ohio State scored 3 points against Missouri. Yeah.
Wow, yeah. But they had guys sitting out, man. And what about the quarterback for Ohio State, man? He's going to transfer.
They're back there.
Right.
They're supposed to be just as good, right?
I mean, the whole bowl sham, this is what you get. You had it, man. You just got to put the undefeated team in, man. Like, if they win it, even if you don't want them in, it's like, damn it, put them in. Fuck it. They don't want them in, you got it, but they did it. Shit, they did it.
Like, what's the worst case scenario?
Now your shit is
to get beaten, everybody laughs at him.
Now it's a joke, man. The whole sport's a joke. But I'll be watching, probably. I'm not watching the playoff.
Nah, I mean, what is it? They both Monday.
Maybe you'll see a movie. You watch some Birds.
Iron Claw.
Yes. I'll go see some Iron Claw.
Playoff? I don't think so. How about Efron with no shirt?
Yeah, man. All right, man. Well, hey, appreciate you coming on, man. I know, man. Well, it was a great year for the Noles. It's 13-0, by the way, and we'll talk to you next time right here on the North Florida Sports Network.
We had to go. Our ride was here. We got a shuttle to our